Hi guys, welcome to the video. This is a bit of an unusual shop update and I do apologise for that. I have been trying to get this shop update done since Wednesday. We've had sort of some setbacks and some things happen, but I also need to kind of get the things shipped out because I've got other deadlines and projects that need attention. So I am still going ahead with the shop update tonight, and it is open to Canada, Australia and the UK as well, so hopefully some of you are awake and will be able to snag some goodies. And I also feel like I know the anticipation for the shop updates is quite high, and so I didn't want to kind of keep dragging that out either. So all in all, we have a really beautiful shop update and some exciting new things that haven't been in any previous shop updates. But first of all, we do have a few sets of full pans and half pans, some really beautiful colors. You can see the red, which is the red that it's like pink, but it's kind of the red, the mermaid rouge color. And all of these colors are kind of favorites in the shop, and I get requests for them a lot. So this is the Garden Treasures palette. So we have kind of that mermaid rouge color, and then it's a slightly different hot pink. So and then kind of like a blush peach color. So everything you can see here on the right is the new pink, and on the left is actually the pearl that I used, but also it's the older kind of pink. So I changed it up a little bit, and I'm wondering if it's a little bit more light fast as well. Most of these colors are light fast, so you can see this palette here. Let me see, what have I called it? So this is the Nutmeg palette, and I realized I didn't have swatches, but I thought I need to just get this video going. So this is the Autumn Rose palette that we're going to swatch now, but this pink pipestone is actually in the Nutmeg palette as well. So this is a beautiful one. That a lot of the colors that I like to offer are very hard to come by commercially, and a few people do offer some of them, like the pink pipestone you can get here and there, but it's often out of stock, so it's quite hard to get. So I really love this one. It's got actual grains in it and just a really, really beautiful one. And again, this is my red, so like the mermaid rouge. So I kind of offered some of these favorites colors in a few different little collections. So they're just like either 2 full pans or 3 full pans or 2 half pans. So yeah, that is kind of the first offering, and I'm really happy with them. I think that kind of every time that I do one as well, something about it might slightly change. So if you've had one before, it's a little bit different, like the glitter or the way it's decorated, the pearl might be a little bit different. So this is a new offering to the shop. This is a large palette. You'll see at the end it's 8 inch diameter. And this holds about 3 full pans worth. So this is a more expensive palette, but it's about half price what 3 full pan sets would be. You can also see the 3 that I just pointed to. I was having a hard time. They were cracking, because I don't use any industrial binders or chemicals. So yeah, you can see that it doesn't affect the watercolor, but there is a little glitter kind of covering that. But this is a version of the sine qua non set, so which is Latin for kind of the essential components for success kind of thing. And these are the colors that I really love. You guys really love them. And I know that sometimes it's hard to get things from the shop. I don't always have updates. So I thought that having kind of this bulk palette where you have so much of the colors that you love, and they're just available there for you. So I thought that might be a really nice offering. Let's see, and I'm just showing you here. This is a little sketchbook that I made from the kind of offcuts from that larger sketchbook that I just made. So I just poked some holes in and bound it with some ribbon, and these are the colors from this kind of set. There's a couple of extras that are also in the wooden palettes, which I'll show you in a minute. This one here, so quite a few of the colors you would have already seen on the channel. This is a new one. I don't think I've ever offered this before. This is a really beautiful kind of midnight on the ocean blue. It's so gorgeous the way that the granulation occurs, and this kind of blue glow comes from behind. So I will show you a few different examples of swatches of that throughout the video. You can kind of see on different papers what it will do. So this is like kind of a little 6-inch Lazy Susan, and then you can sit because when I was making these, I kept kind of seeing it being able to be twirled, and so you could kind of turn it, because it is quite a large palette, so you can kind of turn it to whichever color you're dipping into at the time. This palette is not, like, these palettes are not necessarily ones that you want to so this is like the red, the kind of Mermaid Rouge. But these palettes, you don't want to just spray them, because the pearls are watercolor, so they will activate and then they will, not be a pearl anymore. So you want to just, with your brush, just wet the area that you are kind of going to pull color from. You can see here, and then you just keep adding to that. So like I said, a lot of the pigments that I try to get are light fast. Like even this is kind of a different version of Shell Pink, but I think it is a little bit more light fast. At least it should be from the pigments. I haven't tried a light fastness test yet for these, and I would love to do that. But this is the Pink Pipestone, which I absolutely love on its own, and then I love pairing that and mixing it with Pearl White as well, and also with like an interference blue. I really love neutrals with interference blue. But this one here is the Forage Sunshine. This is a new one, the kind of pearlescent lemon yellow. I've been really enjoying it. And then this is a mint green, and you can see, like, even with the kind of peach color above it, how pretty those two colors go together. So I love painting with this. I have this one in my like travel kit, and I always love when I'm out and about using that one. It seems to be one I can use quite a lot. So this is kind of like a very powder blue color, really pretty. And then this is kind of like it's kind of my version of like a really beautiful sky blue, like as the evenings turn, like as the sky's kind of turning to evening, and just get that really nice feeling. This one here is a lilac color. Again, I love this type of a color. It's so useful. You can mix this with like any of the browns as well, and you just get these really beautiful taupe colors. So this one here is Rembrandt's Easel. This is one of my favorites, and it's this beautiful granulating dark kind of violet earth color mixed with the Wallace and Seymour Shimmer Iron Glimmer. It's mixed with something like that, and yeah, it just creates such a beautiful beautiful color. And again, this is the new blue, the new kind of indigo, but it's got a lot more vibrancy than just an indigo. And then this one here is one of my favorites as well. This is why they're all in this palette. This is Cote d'Azur Violet and Pearl White. So I love this for shadows and just kind of unexpected places. So it kind of brings things forward and brings that atmosphere. Yeah, in kind of things that you wouldn't notice, but when you experience them in real life, it's just something beautiful. You can see like the gorgeous color there. So, and that also has like the granules, which I really love. So yeah, that is the this exciting new palette. And you can also see the beautiful wooden palettes here. So again, I've never offered these before in the shop. Yeah, so you can see that there's so much color that I wanted to. I didn't want to over decorate it so that you could kind of dip in and use the colors. I feel like these beautiful wooden palettes, and with these pennies. So these old pennies from the 60s. Yeah, and the marbled watercolor, the shells, the pearls, the silk ribbon. These are just really luxurious and beautiful palettes. These are absolutely a work of art in themselves. So I will list these in the shop by ribbon colour. So we had the strawberry parfait, the lilac, and then we'll have the mint green. I'm just kind of showing you as well how the palette kind of started and the colours that are on there and things as well. So the other thing with the penny is we have polished it. So somewhere in the video you'll see like a bright shiny penny, and then you can choose, you can message me whether you want the kangaroo side or the queen side as well, and I can organize that. So this is another gorgeous kind of iteration of these palettes. So we have the, what did I call it? It's hard at the end of the day when you've kind of done all this, quite tired to then come up with names, but these ones are the Evening in Prague palettes. I feel like that's just what it kind of reminds me of. And actually I went on Instant Street View the other night and had a little visit to Prague. But yeah, you can see like even just these are my kind of where I was wiping off the palette knife as I was mixing colours, and it's just so beautiful. So also these ribbons, so this is the aubergine ribbon, and then we have the smoky lavender ribbon. So just so beautiful. Yeah, I'm really happy with how these turned out. You can see as well the lighter wood is the curly maple, which is one of my favorite woods, and then the darker wood is sapel wood. So it's an African hardwood, and it's just beautiful. It's got such a beautiful colouring. So you can see with the curly maple you get these ribbons through it, the kind of those lines or like the striations, so really gorgeous. And then to go with this kind of smoky lavender palette, this kind of smoky eye inspired palette, so you can see that this was kind of in the middle of the marbling, and here are the colors all swatched out as well. So again, just my favorite kind of colors and offerings. Yeah, I hope you guys really love them as well. But yeah, so you can see here that this little ceramic palette also kind of is inspired by this, and so this one has 6 wells, and in the larger ceramic palettes before we had about 3 full pans worth, and this one holds about 3 half pans, or 1.5 full pans, so, or 1 full pan and 1 half pan. So it's again quite a lot of pigment and paint of some of these really, really beautiful colors. So they're already on hand and just in this lovely little palette, and you can add these to the palettes that you're already using. You can also, you know, squeeze some of your own colors on there as well. So again, I'm just showing you there that you can just kind of wet the area that you're wanting to use, and you can kind of leave the pearl area intact. One of the reasons that I thought about making these palettes, well, I was thinking that I needed more made up pigment on hand, but then I was also thinking some of you love to, so this is the same, these are the same 12 colors in the large ceramic palette, but this is a little 4x6 palette that is portable and obviously kind of a dot card style, where you can try the colors and see what you think. And there is so much paint on here, so you will be able to, you know, use these quite a lot. You can see I also added pearls, and it's on this beautiful thick, I think it's 640 GSM paper from Stonehenge. I really, really love it. It's just such a beautiful paper. You can see like the difference there between regular dot palettes and these ones. Like there's quite a lot of you know, pigment on there. So I'll show you in a minute how you can, oh, I'm showing you now. So you can kind of hack these, and if you wanted to transfer these to half pans, I'm just kind of showing you one way that you could do that. And or if you say you like finish using the paint and you still kind of have the pearls there and you'd like to use those in, you know, put them on a palette or something, so you can cut around the pearl and then you can kind of remove the paper from off the back of it just with water, just very carefully. So you're kind of putting water on there, and you might need to use like an X-Acto as well or something if it's like a deeper situation. But I'm just putting all of the other bits that were around there in this half pan, and like obviously this was a smaller dot sample than would be on most of the dot cards. A couple of the colors, because they're more expensive and they're harder to come by, there is a little bit less of them, but with some colors there is a little bit more as well. So, but you can see that you can just put the color into a half pan and just wet the, you know, put a bunch of water on it until it kind of all dissolves, and then you've got yourself a half pan. So that's another idea. And then you can kind of take the pearl and you can place that on the top of the half pan. So you do need to wait until the actual half pan's dry before you do this, because it will start dissolving. So I'm just kind of showing you this on camera, but you want to wait until it's dry. And you can also fill up below it with a different color so that it sits right at the top as well. Again, wait till it's dry. But yeah, I'm very excited about all these things, and these dot card ones. So it works out at about $3.50 per color, I think. But they are really, and I'm just showing you the like the colors in use here, like for the head and the ceiling. But and some of them these are in my travel palette. You can see like quite a few of them are in here. Probably most of them except for the pink. And then this is the kind of other palette with like in size comparison with the Art of Soil ones, so you can kind of see it there. But what was I saying? So some of you are team display the colors, and I love hearing that. I love hearing about how you're displaying them, and I think it's so nice to have that in your home and have people excited about it and something to showcase. And then some of you are team, you just love to use them and you get straight into using them. And then some of you are torn, I want to keep them and then I also want to use them. So that's one reason I made the dot cards. So I feel like that's a bit less precious and you can just kind of take that with you. You can paint from it and really hopefully enjoy the colors. I'm just showing you the sizes there. But what's interesting about these palettes as well, so they just started off as this sketch. I was just kind of trying to figure out the shape that I wanted and the placement of the colors. And yeah, like now we have this actual finished product, which is just really incredible and really lovely. But what was I saying? So yeah, you can see the penny there is actually been burnished. So yeah, and then this is just a little rogue couple of full pans I just had. They're from two different sets, but yeah, I'll just put them in the shop as well. And you can see here, this is the dot card palette just clipped to a sketchbook. So it's a really nice one to just take around and use the colors. You can squeeze some of your own paints on there as well. And hopefully this will get you over the hurdle of not feeling too precious about them and just really enjoying the colors and wanting to use them. So yeah, I hope you guys love everything. Again, I'm sorry it's so late. This is very unorthodox, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed the shop update and I will talk to you soon. Bye.